Coach, before we get to any questions, could you give us some of your thoughts on the non-conference season and early conference season so far for your team?
Well, non-conference went kind of about expected. With us losing two kids to injury and two starters from last year, we played a very tough non-conference schedule. Played several teams that in the top 25 RPI, and played good games against them. But when they pull any of them off and win any of them, but we won some good games. As far as St. Louis and Tulsa and some other teams like that in non-conference, Memphis, and we ended up going 6-6, which I thought if we split, and went 6-6 in non-conference, playing in NIT and things that we did, and all the travel that we did, that probably would show that we got a possibility of being a pretty good basketball team. And then we got into conference play after that, and I think that tough schedule paid off. I think we were a little bit more ready to play than we would have been, and so fortunately we got off to a good start and won some games.
Coach, what's it meant for your team to win 5 games in a row in the conference season?
Well, it gave us a lot of confidence, and like I say, we played a very tough, like Mississippi State, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and all those, and played them really well, but we just couldn't pull one off. So I thought our kids knew that if we could play these guys the way we're playing, we get in the conference, keep playing the same way, that we'll have an opportunity. And sure enough, it's paid off. So I think it's gave us confidence in what we were doing with all these young kids, and I think they're seeing everything pay off and feel pretty rewarded for it.
Coach, much like in years past, your team is at the top of the Sun Belt in scoring defense. What's been the key to your success of your defensive effort this season?
I think it's just the same things that we do every year, what we teach in practice and what we harp on and what we demand out of our kids, and the pride they got in that, we have led the Sun Belt in scoring defense about every year. And so I think they take pride in that. And, with the young kids, I don't think we're as good defensively as what we've been, but I think we're getting a little bit better. And, hopefully that'll keep getting better, and because that's kind of what we base our program on.
Coach, you got a big showdown coming up this Thursday night against Troy. What are your thoughts on this game coming up against Shanda Rigby's Troy team?
Well, they've got practically everybody back except the good guard, and then they got us in the finals of the tournament. So, naturally, the 2 seniors I got back, they know what it felt like, and they know how good they are. We know what Troy can do, and they had a heck of a tournament last year, and they're playing with, like I say, practically 4 starters back. So we know it's going to be a tough situation, but it's also, what you want. You want some showdowns and, the opportunities to play these type games, in our program. And it's, when we used to have the middles and the westerns and all those, and S&A State, we've always had some great showdowns. So this is kind of adding to it. I think our kids are really looking forward to it.
Coach, this year is the first year where the Sun Belt is inviting all 12 teams down to the conference tournament in March. What are your thoughts on having the opportunity to play for a championship with all 12 teams competing here in Lakefront Arena?
I think it means a lot to know that everybody's going to be there, that all coaches, and all players that deserve the opportunity to feel what it's like to play in a championship tournament. And, anybody can, it could be because players were hurt during the year, or, had young teams and wasn't quite ready during the year, that you could get a team ready. And so it gives everybody the possibility to kind of start over. And, the thing about, our level right now, it's about who wins the championship. So I think it gives everybody, every team, every kid the opportunity to play for something that, they can keep shooting forward to all year long.
And Coach, one final question. This week, the Sun Belt announced its partnership with the American Cancer Society for Coaches versus Cancer, and Suits and Sneakers Week next week for Coach Elderkin. What are your thoughts on Coach Elderkin's fight so far this season, and all coaches really banding together to support her?
Well, I think it shows the closeness of the Sun Belt coaches and how much we care about Angel. And we've, been up there to play already this year, and, competed against her. And, to me, there's nobody that's got any more heart than Angel does. I mean, she competes at a very high level. She's like a cheerleader over there with her kids, and, it's just amazing to watch her, and glad I'm glad I've got to know her, and she's a fighter, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to the last couple of years to get to know her and be around her, and watch her teams compete too.
Well, Coach, again, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it, and best of luck the rest of the way.
All righty. Thanks a lot.